back to Slay the Stars in episode 50. Last time, Zem and Char and Raif spent some time processing the trauma of the past 24 hours. Zem had a dream interrupted by Adria, who revealed her true intentions: to get Zamira to help her kill Char. Zem panicked, rightfully so. The next day, they went to see Toslane and discovered an unfortunate truth. Turiel was also killed during the fighting in Annenfell, probably. We left our friends in the Dwarvish library where Char was about to tell Zem his plans about Amara visiting Zamira. Let's start there.
She said 2 days ago that she could talk to you. I don't really understand how, but
is there like a...
And I'm gonna try to just kind of meditate, okay, what the fuck am I doing?
It's me. Yeah, boy. Sorry. Is there like a prayer, like a phrase I'm supposed to, how?
If there's a prayer, I don't know it.
Like, how do you talk to her?
I don't know. It just happens.
Here, switch me. I'm going to take off my pendulum and give it to you and ask for your pendant.
Okay. They'll swap.
I'm going to hold it. Oh, mighty, like side-eye you. Is this how you do this?
Sure, just kind of shrugs. I don't think she likes the mighty part. It's just Amara.
Oh, sweet, merciful. Are you there?
I love the idea that Raif is in the corner being like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Zem, roll me a charisma check.
20.
You're focusing on this pendant, and it feels weird, and you're having a little bit of anxiety. You handed over your pendulum, but the idea of doing that is a little stressful, and you're not sure exactly if what you're experiencing is real, but you have this thought in your mind tonight.
It's a date?
What now?
I feel like this isn't supposed to happen now, and I switch our stuff back.
Okay. Char didn't even put it on. He's just kind of holding it with Sam's pendant. He feels bad if he would have put it on.
Okay.
I put it on.
Sure. Roll me an Arcana check or something about this pendulum while you're holding it.
5 minus 1. Oh, no, plus 0. 5.
So there's a split second while you're holding the pendulum. You're listening to Zem, and you're like, oh, this is awkward. You look down, and you get a weird feeling in the pit of your stomach while you're holding this pendulum. It feels wrong. But then it goes away very quickly.
Okay. What's the matter with you? And then Zem's going to snag back up the pendant.
I don't know, I just got an impression that a conversation would be best held later. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
That was weird.
Raif comes walking over, and he's like, are the two of you okay? You look awkward.
It's awkward talking to gods. I don't know.
I can't say that I've ever had that experience, so okay.
There's not a door you can really knock on.
Well, I mean...
Really? Knocking on heaven's door, really?
I didn't even make that connection.
I didn't either.
That's funny.
I'm a genius.
I didn't get my own joke. Yes!
Rafe's like, I don't understand. Aren't you both part god then? Shouldn't it be easier for the two of you to communicate with these individuals?
I am learning and making up all of this as I go.
Char's just kind of like walking down the other aisle. Like, I don't know how this works. He's kind of just like stomping through the aisles.
Have you asked her if she is your mommy yet?
Yeah, Char, have you asked?
Don't. just don't.
So
You hear from off on the other bookcase. No.
So, what are you guys doing in this library? Is there anything else you want to look up, or anything else you would like to do here tonight?
I will search for books about the orcs.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Oh, 16.
Okay. You're looking around. You find some books here and there about orc culture and some details about the last orcish war, but there's nothing like new. You know what I mean? It's not like there are, books about orcish culture now or today or travel guides or things. Nothing like that about Verraten.
Okay. I still would rather have some old information about orc culture than no information about orc culture. So I will take one of those books and thumb through it.
Okay. You find some interesting information, which is basically that the orcs are known for military prowess. They're generally seen as like a fairly disciplined people, very much about the common good, less about individualism. They are not as magically advanced as other cultures.
And yet have this book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's mostly it. There's a little bit of information about what happened after the last Orcish War, where the orcs basically pulled back to their home in Verraten. They didn't end up joining the Empire, but they were pushed back the entire way to the northern portion of the continent. And they're fairly secluded up there on the other side of the mountains.
I'm gonna, because of the weird feeling from Zem's pendant, I'm actually gonna cast Detect Evil and Good.
Okay. Detect evil and good. For the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you. Raif lights up
Like a motherfucker.
like a motherfucker. Undead.
Yeah, that's about right.
Super undead. The most undead. You also know that your pendant and Zem's pendulum have been magically consecrated, but neither has been desecrated.
All right, that lasts for 10 minutes, so I'm not.
Okay.
Just in case, it was a thought.
Yep.
Anyway. Thank you.
I picture you staring at Rafe like, that makes sense. And he's like, what makes sense?
Makes sense. Don't worry about it. He's going to walk off through the halls. He's going to look for a book, but really he's just trying to like figure out what put his thoughts in order.
Yeah. Rafe walks over to use a mirror and is like, is he always that weird?
Yeah, sometimes he just stares at a thing and then he knows stuff about it. I don't know.
Oh. You think that's what he was doing with me just now?
Was he looking at you?
Yeah, he was looking at me and his mouth was like kind of hanging open a little bit and his eyes were narrowed.
I mean,
there's a little drool.
Yeah, there was just a small amount of drool.
Like that happens to me sometimes too.
Again, he doesn't quite, and he's like, oh, yeah. And so he comes up behind you and he like puts his head on top of your head and goes, what you looking at?
Stuff for the orcs. I want to know if I can glean anything about their culture before trying to engage in this, the most recent escapade that we're about to go on. Just anything that can help.
He goes and he sits down next to you and he says, I'm going to be honest with you. I've had some dealings with the orcs. I helped them smuggle some of their whiskey and stuff out of their city and into other places because
It was you.
technically they're not supposed to trade with the Empire, so they need a little help. But uh, they're they're not as bad as they've been vilified by the people of the Empire.
Yeah, that makes sense. That is something that the Empire would do. I personally don't have a lot of favorable interactions, but like that being said, I don't have a lot of interactions, period.
Yeah. Well, uh, I mean, I do have some contacts if we wanted to go about it that way, but honestly, your plan with alerting the military might not be. Although, if you tell, hey, I've been thinking about this. If you tell the orcs that there's no sitting ruler in Annenfell, they might just invade it.
Well, I don't need to tell them that there's no sitting ruler, just that their living rightful ruler needs assistance.
But still, Annenfell is weak right now. You'd be revealing a weakness to them.
Hmm. I mean, I suppose, but they were just trying to get them to be allies.
It's true.
Would they risk it? Would they risk trying to conquer a city that instead could be their ally against the Empire? Like, they have a lot of powerful magic. If they decimated their forces, it would be a bigger hindrance against what they're trying to do with the Empire. That feels like a bigger risk than they would take.
Potentially, but it also sends quite the message, and it gains the orcs access to whatever magical weaponry they could find in Annenfell.
If they could operate it.
Yes?
I'll think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go along with whatever you want to do. I'm just trying to look at all the angles.
Yeah, that's fair.
If my sources are correct, and Tel Nim has already joined with Varatin, if they were to get a hold of Annenfell, more bail would fall very quickly based on the state that they're in. So it's sort of like a domino effect.
Sure, sneaks up behind them both. Did we ever figure out what happened to the child?
Uh, um, Rafe was kind of caught off guard. He was just like staring at Zem. The child from Telnim. Um, no. Uh, it's a little weird that I haven't been able to find a single note about that. Truth be told, I have contacts inside of Nexus that should have been able to tell me something if they were involved, and I've heard nothing, which means that either this was a high up job or they didn't have anything to do with it. But that doesn't make sense.
What if it does, though?
What do you mean?
Well, if people knew that there are people like us, and supposedly the child is, and they knew that Nexus would be coming to look for them soon, what if they just snuck them away?
Like the child's not really missing, they just.
Yeah,
Can you imagine having parents that would do that for you? I mean, yeah, you can.
but at what cost? To them, their livelihood, their life?
For all we know, they're living lavishly, just under a different name.
Right, but that's what I mean. What if it wasn't them? I'm sure I was going to continue pacing around the library.
I think that it would make the most sense for us not to stay here long. So, what is it that we still need to accomplish in this city before we can move on, and how soon can we get it done?
I just want to visit the doctors. I want to see if they can give me some, what did I call it? Elixirs? Tonics to help sleep.
For yourself or for the headmistress?
Both.
Because I did have that thought when you mentioned it. It might be easier if we could keep her sedated during this travel.
Probably. I mean, that's part of why I wanted the carriage, is so that she could be inside and not watching the landscape and becoming agitated. Likewise, I think it's pretty important that the two of you um, get a little bit more time with her now before we leave, so that she's not completely freaked out with who you are.
Certainly, we can do that.
Do you know her?
I've met her once or twice. Honestly, the headmistress is a very good person, not easily corrupted. I didn't have a lot of dealings with her.
That doesn't surprise me. Not you, her. Her.
Both. It's fine. I have no qualms about who I am, Samira.
I have no qualms about who you are either.
Good.
Probably a problem.
Char trips and knock over a bookshelf. Fuck.
He really would have been a terrible monk. He's so clumsy.
Sometimes I wonder if that's an act.
You think?
What?
I have no idea.
We're not telling a story.
Interesting.
Secretly, Char has a 30 charisma. I'm a god.
Char, can you come over here, please?
Yes.
The garden.
Yeah.
I know that the two of you don't know much about what is going on there. We know that bad things have happened, but that's about the extent of it. We also know that some of the monks have been involved with definitely the capture of Rena, probably the murder of the king. Is there anyone left there who you can trust?
I don't know. I would like to say yeah, but I don't know anymore.
Because if this plan leads to what I think, and that is going to the garden, we need people we can trust there.
There's always a couple. If there were to be any of them, it would be the scholars. The CN. They're less concerned with combat and power and more concerned with knowledge. And it did get one of them killed.
I need a name.
He's no longer here. It was Albus, but I don't know. I can only assume the worst. And he's gonna pull out the note.
Yeah, this is not. I'm sorry for the loss of your friend, but we need to find a contact in the garden who we can reach out to get information. We can't just go in there blind.
There was a couple students that I don't think that they would have had any problems, or at least they flew under the radar. I know that there was a Goliath. I think her name was Astrid. And then Dino. There was a gnome. I'd be cautious. They were students at the time. They play to win, and we never saw eye to eye. But something tells me that they wouldn't take a quick step towards where they're going.
All right. We have to try to contact somebody there. And it's worth the risk to see what information we can get out of it.
And as much as I would say that Xander Might need to be contacted. I don't know if we can trust him.
Who's Xander?
I'm gonna like grip his arm, like squeeze, like,
He gets kind of confused. He looks down at you and makes eye contact with you.
and I just like very, very like almost imperceptible shake of my head, like don't.
Hold on. He gets your meaning and doesn't ask any more questions.
He's one of the keepers.
All right. Then we will not reach out to him. Are there any of the keepers who you trust?
Sure has to think. But I want to say no. I'm looking at this list. Maybe Pisces.
All right. We'll check with the students first. It's possible that the students were spared in whatever happened, hoping that they could be swayed.
Who were the two with us when Xander got injured? Because they were the CNs, or were they the Vs?
I will tell
The
you.
feast, I thought.
Because it was Morgan and Falks, right? Or
No,
the Jaya?
it was Jaya and Folks.
Then I'll mention their names. They might be.
Okay.
Chai is the one that I had a connection to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like we.
You had a moment.
All right. This is good. I can get messages to all of these people and we can compare the notes on what we get back.
You know, Genevieve talked about this as if it was a gift. Or maybe it was Sam. I don't remember who told me.
It was Xander.
That it was like a gift that they didn't want. And I'm wondering if this is like a possession of some sort.
I don't know that possession actually exists.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think a lot of things existed just a few short weeks ago.
That's fair. Speaking of things that don't exist, I think that the two of you need to know something about me. I am not alive. He says that in a weird way. That's not the right way to say it.
I wanted so bad to try to be like, oh yeah, you're undead. Just
Say it.
I'm sorry. What does that mean?
I was alive, and then I wasn't, and then I was again.
Are you good?
So your strength
Uh-huh.
and okay.
Can we get a compress?
I'm sorry, this is very confusing. I don't know how to talk about it without sounding like the boogeyman.
I'm gonna put my hand over his heart. Can I feel anything?
He puts his hand over your hand and like presses it. And I would like for you to roll me a medicine check.
It's a nat one.
You don't feel anything.
I feel nothing.
I'm gonna look into his. I'm not moving my hand away. I'm gonna look into his eyes and show concern and confusion and maybe a little bit of fear, but also like I'm not pulling away, like I'm not flinching.
When you don't immediately pull your hand back, you see just like the slightest upturn in the corner of his mouth. And he says, "Look, I don't know how it happened, why it happened, Everything before is kind of fuzzy, but this is what I am. It's why I've been able to do all of the things I've done and been in control for so long. Um, Look, there are a lot of stories, fairy tales, things about creatures sort of like me. Most of them aren't true, or they're not entirely true.
Do you have control over it?
Yes, for the most part. I mean, it's been a very stressful 24 hours. I haven't lost control yet.
I think that normal people become monsters of their own making all the time.
Yes.
And they do lots of things without control.
Yes.
I've become a monster too.
No.
No, I've been a monster. I don't mean I am a monster. I mean I have been a monster when I've needed to.
Zamira, you've never been a monster.
I mean,
Lightning crackles in Char's brain.
I have. Like don't think that I haven't.
All right.
Anyway, this doesn't really change anything.
I hope not. And now you are one of only a handful of people who know the truth.
We'll keep your secret.
Thanks. I don't want it to start over again. It's exhausting.
Start over?
I mean, yeah, people find out, it becomes a problem. You just move and you kind of changed your identity and then start over, sort of. Yeah.
Char breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, thank God.
Is there like side effects we should know about? Like, I don't really know what to do with this information.
No, I mean, I don't sleep much. I don't eat much. I don't really get tired, I suppose. He winks at you, Zamira.
I was,
Char's like, how do you rest then?
The same way you do, just it's less sleeping and more just resting your muscles.
Okay.
Never quite totally asleep, always slightly alert. But, some of the other stories that, you know, vampires or whatever that even means, a lot of it's kind of ridiculous. I enjoy garlic. I don't need to be invited into people's homes. I can just walk in. The sun doesn't make me burst into flames, although I do prefer darkness. It's easier to move around.
Do I think any of this is bullshit?
Roll me an insight check.
12.
Doesn't seem like bullshit. He seems to be being very candid.
Cool.
A wooden stake through the heart would literally kill anybody, so, let's not test that out. Same with, decapitation kills most things, so.
would you have changed him?
No.
Did he want you to?
He talked about it, but he was young and stupid. I loved him. I don't mean that in a bad way, but all young and stupid people think that they want to live forever.
Ugh.
Except for you, apparently, Zamira.
Char just kind of like weakly raises his hand.
I'm
good.
It's not something that I would ever bestow upon somebody. I've never done that. I never plan to.
Do you know how to do it if you wanted to, though?
No, to be completely honest. I don't remember how it was done to me. I'm not sure how I would do that to somebody else.
You've never wanted to look into that? You've never been curious about that?
Oh, I've been curious about it, but I mean, and there are stories about how it could be done, but they vary wildly, and most of them involve you killing somebody and then trying to bring them back. That's, I try very hard not to kill people.
Hmm. Hmm. I might be able to help you sift through some of that if you were ever interested.
Samira, and he like looks at you, like really looks at you, and he says, "I wouldn't do this to somebody else."
Oh, no, I don't mean that. I mean if you were curious about what happened to you, like how you got to be here.
He makes a weird face, like he never considered that somebody would want to help him figure that out, and he just sort of has all this time just put it out of his mind. Maybe.
I mean, I'm not asking you to drag anything up. If you're fine, I'm fine. I just didn't.
No, it would be interesting to know how it happened. Because if it can't just happen naturally, that would mean that somebody did this to me. And I would be curious to find out who. Do they still exist?
Are they doing this to other people?
Maybe, but I'm going to be honest with you. I've been around a long time and I've never met any others like me.
Would you be able to tell, you think?
I think so.
How?
Do you have a reflection?
I do. I do have a reflection.
Goddamn silver mirrors. How old are you?
um, Time's a little weird. Probably somewhere on the order of 150.
Hmm. So you looked like this before you returned, probably. Like where
Yes.
you are now. Stop.
Yeah, since my memory has become more solid, I've never really changed. This is what I've looked like.
Hmm.
Well, this has just been a day full of revelations.
Well, I told you I had big secrets.
You did. This is pretty big.
It's a pretty big secret.
Who else knows?
Reg knew. Rena knew. Not through any. I honestly, Reg says she just found out somehow, but I'm pretty sure he probably told her. Because, like, how else would she have found out? And he has a big mouth. So I blame him. But aside from the two of them, nobody else in my organization knows.
Where did you come from?
I don't know. I don't remember much before waking up. I've had flashes of memories, but most of them are strange, just everyday things like a cup of coffee or a certain smell, or like I'll see somebody and they look so familiar, but they can't be because they would have been so long ago.
Would he have been human?
He looks like he would have been human, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like a constant stream of deja vu some days. I'll be walking down the street and I'll look into a store and it'll be like, I've never been in that store before, but I feel like I know it.
Is it an antique store?
Maybe. But yeah, it's an odd feeling.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that would be like.
That is why it's fun when I meet people who are exciting and new and different.
Well, we fit that bill.
You do fit that bill.
Do you have like sharp teeth? And I'm gonna like push his lip up like to look and see.
When you do that, you do notice that his canine teeth they're not like super crazy long and elongated, but they do look sharper than normal canine teeth. But just in like everyday conversation and talking and stuff, you would have never noticed without knowing.
Yeah. Shiver.
If Rena knew, do you think that Istin knew?
There's a very good chance.
Rena had a bottle of holy water.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I forgot.
Where would Rena have gotten holy water in Annenfell, Charlemagne?
It was a birthday gift.
From who, Charlemagne?
I think you know that answer.
Do you remember whenever I said I'm usually in control of my emotions? No.
I didn't know, and it didn't make sense that she was happy about it and Reg was concerned. I didn't think that if I would have known beforehand, I wouldn't have made it.
No. It's fine. It's fine. It's probably fine. It's just another thing to add to the list of worries.
How much of that did you give away?
Total? Just the one.
No, you gave one to Dell, too.
Yeah, I did. I just assumed you threw it at the monster creature, but yeah, that's true. I gave one to Dell.
Well, I mean, honestly, if we went the whole way back to Saltspire, there's a chance we could encounter more holy water, although it is very scarce now.
It was.
Yeah, until somebody decided they knew how to make holy water and just started handing it out like candy. Door prizes. Come hang out with Charlemagne and get some holy water.
Get your holy on. Do you have weaknesses we need to be concerned about? Like is there let me rephrase. Is there a way that we can accidentally hurt you?
I'm going to be really honest with you. There are some things that are considered vampire weaknesses, like I've talked about, like running water and stuff like that. Not an issue.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been a lot of holy water or holy magic in existence in the past 150 years. So, I don't know. Do you have any more of that holy water?
No, I don't actually.
Could have tested it. What about...
I can make some. I think I had enough powdered silver to make one more. I never did.
You should. We should test it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just curious.
I need an hour.
Take it.
Okay. Char goes to a corner of the library.
So, what do you want to do with an hour?
Do you need help researching? I can get you books or read with you, or...
I mean, we can find like a quiet corner of the library for ourselves as well.
Uh-huh. I see what you're saying. And I'm a little concerned that you heard everything that I'm saying right now. And that's where your mind is.
Life's short. Just make out a little.
You just said life's short to an admitted vampire.
Life's short for me. Listen, I can just cross this one off my bucket list.
It is disturbing to me that this was on your bucket list. I am concerned for you, Zamira.
Listen, you fit the dangerous man bill, not that I had vampire on my bucket list.
I am a very dangerous man.
I
to
know.
most people.
Char giggles.
People are scared of me.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of his incantation.
I bet they are.
Yeah. Let's go look for some
Terrified.
books.
All right.
Char, you watch them skip off to a quiet corner of the library.
I'm casting silence on it.
Someone should.
And nope.
So, about an hour later, Char, you finish making your holy water. Zem and Raif come walking out of the stacks. Zem looks a little flushed. Raif looks a little more disheveled than normal. But you all meet back up at the table.
Complete opposite corners.
Yes, like you were on opposite ends of the library. And Rafe's like, well, is that the holy water?
Yep. He puts it on the table.
He uncorks it, sniffs it. Should I drink it?
No.
I'm kidding. And he puts his left hand out, and he's like, and then he like instead just puts out one finger and just puts just like a drop on his finger, and you immediately start to see like a blister start to form on the tip of his finger, and he's like, it's not a good sign.
Huh.
I'll wipe it off.
Yeah, you wipe it off, and there's like a burn blister
Yeah.
there on his finger. So I guess some of the stories are true. That would be one of them. I would hate to see what one of your spells would do to me, Char.
I'm not exactly keen to test that.
He corks the bottle of holy water and hands it to you. Keep that away from me, please.
Okay.
Put a lid on that.
Yeah.
He's gonna go put it in the potion pouch that we bought. The only one that's actually full of anything right now.
Yes. So that was a positive test. Great.
Well, I don't love that, but that is good to know.
It is very good to know, so we are prepared. On the bright side, it seems that the people who work with Nexus have the opposite of these types of powers, so hopefully it won't come up.
Yep.
You don't sound very positive.
Not exactly in the best headspace right now. I didn't realize that I was going to be a threat to you.
Listen, look at it on the positive side. I am a threat, and you are a threat to me. Like a standoff situation.
Balance.
Balance. Yes.
And I will be the judge.
Char's going to walk out of the library.
All right. So, you guys wrap up what's going on in the library. What else do you have to do in Morbale?
Doctors.
Yes.
Sending scroll.
Sending scroll. Yes, I'll say easy. You get a sending scroll. It's not something we have to go through.
Sweet.
Zem, you go to the doctor. You present them with the acquisition paper.
Mm-hmm.
They immediately look at it, and the woman who you're interacting with says, Tosline didn't put a number on this or what you're looking for. Is this just like a casual sleep aid? Like melatonin?
No, I think maybe something a little stronger than that.
Melatonin, Benadryl, NyQuil.
Yeah, we have some allergy medicine that makes people very sleepy.
Ibuprofen dioxide.
She turns around. This is very much, you're in like an area that looks like a pharmacy. There's like rows of shelves, and there's just like all kinds of pill bottles everywhere. And she eventually goes back and finds what she's looking for. And she comes back over and she says, all right, how many doses do you think you need?
I don't remember how long this journey was.
I feel like it was like a
Like
week?
10 days?
From Morbale to Kai's, I think it's only like a week, maybe.
Okay. Then I would say about 15.
Okay.
Yeah, because Roman calendar, right? We're not 10 days. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I can do this. And she turns around. She gets like a little, like a cloth pouch out. She counts out 15 of these they're like capsules.
How long do these last? Sorry, I should have asked before.
So you take one of these pills about an hour before you want to fall asleep, and you will sleep for roughly 8 hours.
Okay. How many can you comfortably provide? Because we have a journey with headmistress Ristos, and we're trying to keep her comfortable and sedated.
I got you. Okay. So this is what I'll do. And she dumps some stuff into the pouch and she's like, here's a month's supply of these. These are going to make you sleep.
Okay.
Okay. There's very little chance of not sleeping if you take one of these pills.
Okay.
But, and she walks back over and she comes back and she says, no, I can't give you as many of these. This is more difficult to come by. But here are 5 of these other capsules. And you see where the other capsules were just like this white color. These ones are red. And she says, I can give you 5 of these. These are, how do I describe it? They are pills to help with panic attacks. They're Xanax.
Okay.
In an emergency, if you need somebody to be more alert, but also still less anxious, these would be the way to go.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
Just so that I know, how, like, in the month's supply, is that 30?
Yes,
Okay. I have become a walking pharmacy.
you have.
Oh shit, yeah, you have.
Just drugs and pills. Drugs and pills.
You have 30 of
Pills
the
and potions.
You have 30 of the Xanax?
No, she
No.
has 30 sleeping pills.
How many Xanax do you have?
5.
5? Okay.
5 Xanax, 30 sleeping pills. I'm curious what would happen if Raif ate one of the sleeping pills.
Let's not find out.
Tripping balls.
We could make him trip balls. We have that drug as well.
You've a lot of drugs.
Why do we have drugs?
Because Zem stole drugs.
I'm a good girl.
Okay. So, anything else you need to do?
Yes. I want to go see if I can find the vendor from that day to see if there is the shield that I asked her to make
For
for Aaron.
So, you head back
nope,
over.
she's dead.
Jesus Christ.
You walk back over towards where the shop stalls were the day of the festival. And you find that woman's stall. And she's there. She's not dead. One person is not dead. You walk up and she just looks over kind of like, oh, can I help you?
You survived.
Yes.
I was here the night that everything happened during the solstice. I had asked.
Oh, I remember you.
I stole one of your stilettos.
Did I?
No, I'm just fucking
Oh.
with you. You said, bite. Nah.
I remember you. Yes. You asked for, and she goes behind her and pulls out the shield that you had.
Oh my God, this is exactly perfect.
I thought you were dead.
No, I made
Because you
it
never
out.
came back for this.
I came back. I just made it back to the city.
I am so glad you're not dead.
I'm so glad you're not dead.
Okay, but yes, I'm glad you like it. I think it turned out really well.
It's amazing. I can't remember if I prepaid for this. Do I owe you anything?
No, you prepaid.
Okay. This is perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course. I hope whoever the gift is for, they enjoy it.
Me too.
Listen, I'm gonna put this on record right now. If Aaron is dead, I will actually murder you.
Do you think I'm that kind of a person? Do you think I would do that to you?
Do you want me to reference the last 5 episodes or
What about if you get to Kai's house, Char?
Listen,
And
if Aaron is dead,
There's just a whole bunch of
Are
dead bodies
you
at Kai's
making
house.
me choose between Kai and Aaron? Because
Yeah.
that is fucking mean.
Yeah, what if I let you guys choose my next kill, guys?
I do not. Who you fire at is who I blame you for. I hope you understand that.
Listen, it's fine. I'm so not that kind of a DM, guys. I would never.
Listen, I'm not giving you this as an option. I'm giving you a warning.
We'll find out. We'll see how it goes.
Hated that.
Never say never.
Hated it.
Okay, you got
Wrong
the shield.
fucking mouse again.
Is there anything else that you guys need to buy? Anything else that you want to get? Also, do you know how much money you have? Because you're bad at this.
I do. I know how much money I have.
Why do we need to know how much? I mean, we've got Raif.
because Raif is here now. The walking bank account is here.
Yeah, so like, I might pick up this stiletto. Baby, look at how cute this looks in my hair.
You call him baby, and you see a look of like actual disgust on his face for a moment, and then it goes away.
Char slowly backs away and goes to the shops by himself.
He's like, oh, I don't like that. Don't like that at all.
Was it my tone? Was the tone wrong?
I think it was the tone and the word. I think it was a combination of all of it.
Do you have a different, like a preference?
I mean, just my name is pretty good.
Okay.
You're cute whenever you think evil thoughts, though. What do you want, Samira? Anything. It's yours.
This. And it's the stiletto.
Which one? It can look like anything you want it to look like.
Hold on, please. One with an emerald in it. Like an emerald in the top to match my eyes.
I love that. Okay.
So it's like silver with an emerald in the top.
Yeah.
Did he just buy me a wooden fucking stake with silver and an emerald at the top?
No, it's silver.
Silver the whole way through?
Silver the whole way through.
Oh. Oh, yeah, she's metal. Okay,
Yeah.
I forgot.
So it's silver stiletto. Which also silver could hurt vampires. It's hard to say. But he says, we'll take that one, please. And purchases it. He does pick it up and hand it to you. It doesn't seem to burn his skin when he touches it.
I'm gonna, pop it in my hair.
It looks good on you. Everything looks good on you.
Glad I walked away.
Oh, do you think I should buy something for him too? Oh, he's gone, I guess. He doesn't want any presents from me.
We have a mutual understanding. It's fine. That's the only gift I needed.
God, I'm such an asshole. I hate myself in this moment right now. Like, all of this is happening and I'm like, gross.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to go pick up a spare tinderbox, couple pythons, hammer.
Ugh.
All right, so we got that.
I have thoroughly skeeved myself out.
From what?
The whole thing is just gross. Like,
that's gross.
not giving a shit about money, spending other people's money. Like, ugh. Anyway.
I mean, that makes one of us that feels that way,
I'll get back into character. Hold, please.
Yeah, I was going to say, that Zem would never have those feelings. Yes. This is your Jen coming through. Zem has shown her true colors the whole way through this campaign. She is totally fine with spending Raif's money in particular.
She really is. She really is.
But
she's also not been frivolous with it.
It's true. It's true.
That's Jen coming through. Anyway.
And Raif is like, why don't the two of you look around, do something? I have a couple errands to run, and I'll meet you at dinner at the inn.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'll stay together.
Yeah, of course.
Look out for each other. Don't let each other out of your sight.
We never do.
Good.
Kind of.
Nope. Don't like that. We never do, period. End of sentence.
We won't until we see you again.
That's
Best I can do.
Take it or leave it, final offer.
Yeah.
And he does like a stutter step where he like goes to leave and he turns around and looks at you and he leans in and kisses you on the cheek. Samira.
I'm good. Char's just
you
like,
sure?
He feels left out.
I'm okay. Char's like carrying all the shit that he just picked up. Bought pythons.
All right.
Extra rope.
He's like, I could have bought that for you, but that's fine. Spend your own money.
Yeah, we're good. I still owe you from before. We're okay.
We start to walk away, and I'm like, oh my God, look at what I got.
Neat.
Neat. So the two of you now have moment together without Rafe there. Is there anything you want to discuss without his presence?
I see that you seem a little more chipper than usual.
I feel a little bit chipper. I'm probably making a really big mistake. But like he's actually really I think he actually really cares about me.
Well, wouldn't he?
I mean, I don't know. Like I'm kind of a lot. Most guys don't really care to actually get to know me. But like he knows that I'm crazy. He doesn't care.
I mean, I think it's also that you don't care that he knows you're crazy.
But that's just fun games. I don't know. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Okay, I'm sorry. Char tries to walk away, but realizes that he's made a promise, so he circles back and just walks right next to you, straight down. Where do we need to go? Anywhere?
Well, I see, been doing the responsible thing and getting us supplies for our journey.
Yep, trying. I'm making sure if we're going to be making this trip, won't be for lack of attempts of supplies.
Do we need to check on the horses and make sure they're good?
That is probably a good idea. That is a very good idea.
We can probably take some time too to pack our stuff in the carriage. Some of our stuff anyway.
It's also a good idea. Speaking of which, he's going to go grab horse food as well.
Can't forget the horse.
Oats, and maybe a couple apples. I don't know what the food situation is here with them literally being attacked.
I mean, things are slightly more expensive, but they exist and you can buy them.
Trade good. Oats.
So just double the price on whatever the oats usually cost.
Well, I will do that as soon as I find it.
You're fine. So, if that is all of your errands, we will skip forward to the evening. You have a nice dinner with Rafe, talking, laughing. Tonight, we know that Amara is planning on speaking with Zem. So Zem, knowing that, do you want to be alone for that conversation, or do you want Char, Rafe, both of them, one of them, with you?
I think Char. I want Char to be there in the room.
Okay.
Because if there's stuff that she doesn't want him to hear, I'm assuming she can handle that.
Yeah, probably.
Almighty God.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I picture you guys have dinner. You tell Rafe that you need the space. He's, of course, fine with that, goes in the other room. The two of you are in the other room, though, and I feel like as it starts to turn dusk, as you start to get to twilight, you notice a shift in Char because he knows that this is when she usually shows up, right? And there's this palpable anticipation because he hasn't seen her since you entered Annenfell. He's spoken to her, but not seen her. And there is a knock at the door.
Hello?
I'll get it.
Okay, Char, you walk over to the door to open it. Zem, you're watching the door with anticipation.
Peeking around.
You open the door and there's nobody there. And then from behind you, you hear somebody say, "Hi."
I'm like, hello?
Is it Amara or someone else?
It's Amara.
Okay. Because if it's somebody else, shit's about to go down.
Sorry, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Thought I would break the ice early.
I Guess I can see that. Hi.
Hi.
I'm just like gonna kind of shift awkwardly. I heard you wanted to talk to me?
Yes, and also, Char wanted me to talk to you. So.
And then I'm gonna like narrow my eyes, like, what do you mean?
You and I both need as much help as we can get right now.
Am I supposed to like confess my sins?
That's not.
That's ridiculous. You're very flippant, you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be like, it's a defense mechanism.
So, it seems like a lot has happened since we last spoke. And sure, you're not in a good place.
No. He takes a seat and he just kind of like. You just see his like entire, just everything hits him, just all at once.
Zem, roll me an insight check.
No. Wait. It's late, right?
Yes. It's like
Don't
nighttime
appreciate
now.
how quickly you said, it's an 8.
You notice that when
Ooh, I
Char...
want to try this reaction. I wanted to re-roll it. I want to see what's going on.
Okay, reaction, re-roll it.
I re-roll?
Yeah.
Is it worse?
No, it's an 11.
Zem, you see that whenever Char kind of deflates and sits down, Amara, her face, it creases. She looks concerned, but she doesn't immediately like go to him or anything. She just looks concerned for him. And then she turns towards you and she says, "You seem less troubled."
I don't know what that means.
You seem happy.
I've found a bit of happiness.
You have. I don't know if Char's told you, but that's sort of my thing, so.
Oh, so like you like hearing about that kind of stuff?
I do.
Because oh my god.
Oh my god. Char is-
Crying in a corner. Oh my god!
Like, can you like read my mind?
I mean, I suppose I could if I wanted to, but I don't
But like you
generally.
don't. Okay. Okay. I mean, like maybe later I can tell you about
Yeah,
it.
we'll have some girl time later.
Okay.
Zamira, I am worried about you, though. And part of that is because I'm worried about Char, and you've accepted something from somebody who is not an ally.
I'm gonna like slide my eyes over to like Char, like fuck.
He's not paying attention. He's literally like he's crying.
I found it useful to yes. I found it useful. I am still me and making my own choices.
Yes, what is it they say about things like this? The first one's always free? What happens when she comes back and offers you more?
If a being with more power than I have offers that power and there is no cost,
Samira, there's always a cost.
I don't see anyone doing anything besides us.
I know it can seem that way, because you don't have a vantage point high enough. But there are others out there who are trying to fight this fight, including me.
With all due respect, and I truly mean that, I believe you that you have Char's best interest at heart and that you are doing something to help, but you don't know what it's like to have them walk through your mind so easily and hunt your every move.
No, I don't.
I'm trying to keep them at bay by giving them small concessions while I keep trying to do what I can to secure our safety, but it is not easy. And while I very much appreciate everything that you are doing for Char to keep him safe, I don't have that. I don't have the same thing. I don't have the same protection.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you've been so alone, and I'm sorry that there's not much I can offer you in this regard.
Lines were drawn long before I knew they were needed to be drawn, if that makes any sort of sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
I understand that I have a role to play, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure that it's on the right side.
I know, and I can see the struggle. And I know that you're being tempted from multiple angles. But I also know that of everybody in this world, Shar trusts you. And so I trust you, because I trust him.
Like, she's like taken aback by that. Not really knowing what to say. I mean, I don't want to fail either of you. I don't really know how to do this, though.
Honestly, I don't think any of us know how to do any of this.
Do you know who Adria is?
I have become aware of her, yes.
Do you know what she wants? Do you know what she wants me to do?
No. I know who she is. I know what she's done. I know that she has found a way to ascend, but I don't know much about her next moves or motivations.
Is she still working with Nox?
It doesn't seem that way.
Is she working against Nox?
I think that their interests are more parallel at this point.
Like they're in competition, kind of.
More like they want different things, but they achieve the same end.
Okay. Do you happen to know of another woman intertwined with her?
No, I don't. I can't think of who that would be.
Okay. She's been in a couple of the dreams that I've been pulled into, and I'll describe her. And like laid out on the
The stone altar. Lyra, the place where Adria currently resides, is. So the Celestials have our favorite planes that we spend the most time with. Mine happens to be Vela. Lyra is more the realm of Faunum, and I could reach out to them to try to learn what has been happening there, but communication between beings such as myself is not as simple as just having a conversation.
Is there a risk of her coming to this physical realm?
Yes,
What keeps you from being here physically?
the pact.
And that's it? And she wasn't part of that, so she's.
You are correct, she was not a part of it. But I don't. She may have ascended, but I don't think she really understands what she's done or how that functions. She's still learning.
Is there anything that we have going for us as far as protection from her? Is there somewhere I can go or some information I can seek out?
No, I mean, the only place that seemed safe was Annenfell, and the barrier was destroyed. By Istin. I would assume. It seems that way.
That man will not be on this world long.
The world would be better for that, certainly.
Were they always, like, awful?
I don't know. I haven't. I mean, it's been hundreds of years since anyone could see into Annenfell.
That's fair. And they haven't left
No,
until now.
seems that way, yes. And I mean, if they had left, nobody would have known to look for them.
Do you know?
The Muffin Man?
Yeah, every goddamn time.
God damn it.
Do you know do you know what's happening at the garden?
I do. Well, I know what happened.
Is it possible that we might have any allies there?
Samir, I'm going to be honest with you. Anybody I knew for sure would be your ally is dead. There are people there who could be, but there's nobody that I would immediately trust, no.
Can't you just, like, look into their heart and know?
It's not that simple. People are complicated. The man next door is complicated.
But he's a man. It's not that
Is he?
complicated. I mean, for all intents and purposes.
Fair enough. My point being, you can see into somebody's heart, you can see that they're an honest person, but that doesn't mean that honest people don't do horrible things.
But horrible people don't do honest things.
That's not true. Horrible people can do good things for bad reasons, or good things for good reasons. Redemption is possible. Your mom let you go.
You're giving me a headache. Wait, you know my mother?
I know of that situation.
Is she actually my mother?
I don't know.
Do you know how we came to be?
No?
So it wasn't you.
It was not me. If I knew, I would have told you by now, or I would have told Char by now, at least.
Is there any indication with our visage who it might be?
Honestly, I don't know. Your... I haven't... She didn't see you manifest anything as you did it in Annenfell. So she's like, I don't know. I don't know.
If I gave you complete access to me and put all my shields away, would you be able to know?
Probably not. I have a relationship with Char that if it was that easy, I would probably be able to tell.
Okay.
I'm sorry I don't have more answers for you.
No, it's okay. I don't know where to go next.
You're on the right path. You're doing what you need to do, but it's hard. It's really, really hard. And I'm sorry that you have to do this. It's not fair.
Is there any is it better for me to stay with Shar or to leave?
I think that if the two of you were to separate, it would destroy both of you. I think you need each other.
I mean, I know I need him for sure, but I just feel like I'm going to be used as a weapon against him, and I don't want the sort of darkness that I can feel to be a part of him in any way, especially not through me.
Whatever weakness you may be to one another, you more than make up for it in the strength that you give each other to keep pressing forward.
Okay.
And he is good.
I know.
And you have to trust that. And you are good too. Whatever this is, whatever this manifestation is, it doesn't have to. Zamira, just because something is considered evil or wrong or different in some circles doesn't mean you can't use that for your own purposes, which are good.
I'm trying.
I know. I know you are. And with that, she kind of just nods to you. She walks over to Shar, who's sitting on the floor, and she kneels down next to you. You gonna be okay?
At some point, I think.
What do you need?
I really want to help. I just don't know how anymore.
I mean, the plan is the same. We have to stop whatever this is.
Is Gideon okay?
I don't know where he is.
And Turiel, is he?
I don't know, but it doesn't seem good, Shar.
And Rena, she's okay.
Shar, I can't see everybody at every moment. I don't know. If they were gonna kill her, they probably would have just done it. I imagine she's still alive, but I don't know for sure. I'm sorry people keep getting taken from you.
Ristos.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to help her?
You don't have access to that power yet to be able to just heal her. Between the two of you, you might be able to come up with enough energy and a powerful enough ritual or something like that, but it would take a long time. It would take components and things like that that you don't have. If it was, a couple months from now and I was able to be here, I could solve this problem, but I can't.
sorry for throwing a lot at you.
No.
It's good to see you.
She puts her hand on your shoulder. It's good to see you too.
Are you guys okay?
No. No. There are problems. Big ones. Nox is clearly preparing something, and we are trying to wake Primus.
He's asleep?
Yes?
What can I do to help?
I don't think there's anything you can do. Just keep an eye on what's happening here. Do what you can to stop whatever Nexus is doing. Delay it, at least.
And you would see his face gets it goes from being sad and like to very collected emotionally and just dark. There's another one of your symbols out there somewhere.
She looks confused. Okay.
If you find it, let me know.
All right. I can do that.
Thank you.
Of course. Do either of you have any other questions or anything that you need to ask for?
Is there a way for me to contact you? How did I even contact you before?
There's not an easy way. There has to be an established connection, and you're not open for that right now.
It can't be.
I know. So the easiest way is through Char.
But what if he needs help and he can't ask for it?
I'll know. I do try to be there.
No, I know. I'm just trying to get all of my options.
I know. I wish it was more easy. Easier. That's the word.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, the two of you need to get some sleep. You have big journeys tomorrow. And she will head out the door like a normal person. Just walk out.
Like through the door?
Yeah. She doesn't open the door. She just walks through it.
Jiggles it, realizes it's locked, just walks right through.
Yes. So, the two of you have that conversation. You end up, I'm assuming, Zem going to the other room with Raif.
Oh, yeah, I'm crawling into bed.
Mm-hmm. When you get in there, he is already up working. You come in, you look a little disheveled, a little rattled from the conversation, and he just says, let's go to bed.
Yes, please.
Okay. You snuggle up to get some sleep. Char, you head to bed. And that is where we're cutting this episode.
Bye.
Oi, Physic, what's going on?
We're here to talk about lizards and locations.
Oh, those blokes just want to do the podcast.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, they got like campaigns with space. Wait, we're in the space one.
We are, and you're in it, which is
And
amazing.
you're in it, which makes it perfect.
You're so sweet.
And I got a gun blade, and I even make sandwiches.
Yeah, you do.
So, they got the one with schools for fools.
Stop saying that. School is perfectly fine.
Was it the same diff? Oh, the one with dragons.
Which is super spooky, almost like it's a torment test.
No, dragons are scary, but that's the Curse of Strahd one they're working on.
Right.
Oh, and holiday specials.
Which are great.
Yeah. Oh, where can I find them?
You can find them on Twitter and Mastodon and Instagram and Facebook, and if you really want to support them, you can find them on Patreon.
Oh, steamy Patreon.
Stop thinking about your meatball sub.
Fine. Anyways, YouTube on Tuesdays, eh?
Tuesdays, on YouTube and Spotify and anywhere else you listen to your podcasts.
That sounds great. Lizards in locations.
Lizards and locations.
Oi, Captain, just a minute. Big boy, you, Gelatinous Cube, get off my ship. Flapdragon.
Intro music by Isaac Vyers. Character designs by Cam Gonzalez. Produced by Leah Hemrick. Graphics designer Jen Kearney. And audio engineer Arthur Polino.